Hey there, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. First off, I just want to apologize for this last couple of days not uploading a video. It's been pretty busy. I've been back to coaching again for the season. So right now we're just in the preseason for my U7 and U8 boys. And so been kind of busy there. And also this past week, it was first week of school. And so just getting the kiddos ready for school. So it's been a kind of like hectic last couple of days. And so trying to get back to the routine and finding that free time to go ahead and just basically just make this video, edit it, and then post it. But today's video is basically, we're going to cover a little bit of what's going to happen in the next couple days, what's happened in the last couple days, what's going to happen tomorrow in tomorrow's game, and what is my prediction and what I'm expecting for tomorrow. To start off, we all know due to the two recent injuries that we've basically picked up out of nowhere, Thibaut Courtois with the ACL and also Militao with the same injury, I think maybe a day or two ago, with a successful surgery, first days of recovery for both of them. And so that has been kind of adding to what Real Madrid has done and going ahead and basically going to the market and getting Kepa from Chelsea on a loan with no obligation to buy. We saw his presentation. We saw him officially given the number 25. And the questions have been asked, right? Who starts? Does Lunin, after a good game that he had against Athletic Club, or does Kepa come in and actually become the number one for this season? Another update that we just heard as of yesterday, that is Camavinga. During training, there was a little bit of discomfort, and so as of today, in today's practice, he was not practicing with the team. They're basically keeping an eye on what's going on. Some people are saying it's kind of like a little bit of an overload, a little bit in the meniscus. And so the player now is in doubt if he should go ahead and travel with the team. The call-ups have been made already. We've noticing a couple players that have been called up. Not only did I mention about Kepa, but also Marvel has been called up from the Castilla to go ahead and fill in for that fourth center back spot. Will we see minutes? I mean, I really doubt it that we have Alaba, Nacho, Rudiger, and Marvel. I think he's just there for any depth if anything were to happen. So he'll be brought up, and he's now practicing with the first team. With the Camavinga thing, with the updates that we're getting from that, is that he is in doubt. My honest opinion, I think he shouldn't travel. Almería, there's no point going to this team and risking this kind of player to put him in. With the players that we have in the midfield, it should be sufficient enough to beat this team, knowing that currently they're in last place while we are in fourth. We should go there and take care of business and basically head out. Today, in the pre-match conference with Carlo Ancelotti, there's a couple things that we'll talk about. First off, he was asked how does he see and approach the Almería game. And one of the things that if you watch that game, Almería versus Rayo Vallecano, you'll notice that although they did lose 2-0, it is based off 2 penalties. And for the rest of the whole match, after those 2 early penalties, Almería did a really good job to actually be very offensive. Actually well organized, well compact, and any breakthroughs that Rayo Vallecano had were nullified from doing anything what they already did in the first half with those 2 penalties. Beyond that, Rayo Vallecano sat back, and then the pressure really was applied by Almería. So Carlo Ancelotti basically mentioned how they're well organized and they actually like to venture going forward. They want to go ahead and attack, and that's what we'll keep an eye out. Let's not forget that we do have a player or a former player playing for Almería, which is Sergio Rivas. And so I really doubt that he would play. The other stuff that was asked in the presser was basically if Lulin will start this game. What we expect is that Lulin will start, as this is basically Kepa's first week, just has to acclimate, and I doubt that he will go ahead and get the starting thing now. But after this game, for sure, the questions will be asked as the season now has kicked off, if it's going to be Lulin who starts or Kepa. By Carlo Ancelotti's demeanor and the way he was basically dealing with the press, it just seems like he understands that Kepa has the experience and Lulin doesn't, but both of them are right now with good quality. He does know that Kepa has just that edge and experience and also the level, his personality in the box. That's what Carlo Ancelotti said, that he noticed that he likes about Kepa. And so we'll keep an eye on that as well. Another questions were asked as now we're watching across Europe and different leagues of just serious injuries that are occurring right now with a lot of key players. And so the question was asked to Carlo Ancelotti, what does he think? Does he agree with maybe what Pep Guardiola had said before in regards to maybe just the massive overload of matches within short period of time, travel back and forth? Carlo Ancelotti basically agreed. I think a lot of the major well-known coaches of these major big clubs are going to be in agreement that they're noticing a lot of fatigue, serious injuries occurring to a lot of these players. And the reporter basically asked, do you agree that at this point it comes down to the players making the decision or making a stand that this is basically now putting their careers in jeopardy? And Carlo Ancelotti just basically put it perfectly, and to me, I kind of agree, is that if people want to watch a product, people want a product with quality. And his stance was, if you want to see quality football, you have to take less matches so that we can get better matches, better, well-rested players, not having to deal with injuries, so forth and so forth. So I totally agree here. I do believe that there is just too many games, but we all understand why, right? We all understand why there's more games. It's because that basically means more money, more revenue, more ad sponsorships. It's just there's just more profits with more games that are being featured. And so Carlo Ancelotti is just saying, hey, if you want to see good quality games and you want to see the best players on the field, something has to give. Is it quality or do you want quantity? And the question has to be asked. And so we all know Carlo Ancelotti, and like I said, many other coaches around the world that really care about their players, they will always say they want less games. Another question was asked, and I think Carlo Ancelotti with his eyebrow when he was asked why Vini wasn't featured in the top 10 of UEFA's Player of the Year. He got asked by two journalists about this question, and he just raised his eyebrow and saying there's no words to explain why he's not featured. He knows the quality of player that he is. If you look at stats or you look at just even what the player does in the game, it's just, it makes no sense, even for me, why this player is not even featured, at least in the top 10 of the UEFA Player of the Year. After the Athletic Club game, Camavinga has now completed 100 appearances, just the age of 20 years old. Carlo Ancelotti was asked about this, and I mean, it's just astonishing, he says, of just the quality of player, and he's just super excited to see what the player brings in his future as a Real Madrid player. Just when you step back and you think about it, it's just an awesome accomplishment already at 20 years old, what he's already accomplished, and just having 100 matches for Real Madrid. That's pretty impressive. And so just to kind of just jump into maybe the match with Almeria, you best believe that Almeria, with probably the threats of Luis Suarez up top, big forward, is going to cause some trouble. The thing with Luis Suarez that we tend to forget is the threat of the aerial, and then just his shot is pretty impressive. Another thing that we should keep an eye out for is going to be Ramanazi. He's basically playing as the number 10, but this Belgian player, zippy, fast, and can pull something off. So careful with him. And also the Brazilian player Lázaro out on the right, pretty zippy, quick, and just keep an eye on these guys that do venture going forward, do want to apply some attack. What I predict what's going to happen in the lineup with the Camavinga being in doubt, I think they shouldn't risk it to make this player travel, and if so, there's no reason for him to start. I still believe that we're going to be venturing with this new system that we saw last week with Vini and Rodrigo up top, Jude Bellingham in that tip of that diamond. And then right there where Camavinga would start, I would assume at this point, Toni Kroos more than likely will start there with Fede Valverde out on the right, and then Tchouaméni in the back part of that diamond. With the 4 now in the back, with Militao going down, you best believe the center pairing is going to be Alaba and Rudiger on the right with Carvajal, and on the left with Fran Garcia, which did a phenomenal job. If you want to look at some of his highlights, I highly recommend checking out Fran Garcia's performance and what he offers in the offense, and just creation in the aspect of him just doing those overlap runs down on that left flank. It's just going to be an exciting game. Hopefully we come out with those 3 points and kind of start solidifying our form and getting and staying on top of the table. We know that Barcelona slipped against Getafe at the Coliseum. Yeah, when you lose points, it kind of starts setting a precedent of what's going to happen with the league, right? Like, you want to know you can kick off the season the right way. And so we'll stop from there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being part of this. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe. I would appreciate it if you would. The milestone right now is to hit 30 subscribers. and we're close to that. So thank you so much. You guys have a good one, and peace.